Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, and thank you so much for joining me on another video. I do appreciate you stopping by today to catch another video from me at Home with Quita. So if this is your first time here and you're just kind of stopping by for the first time, I do hope that you enjoy my videos and will consider subscribing to my channel and also liking this video, giving me a big thumbs up if you enjoy planner related videos, because that is what this is today. I'm actually going to be talking you through how I set up my teacher planner. I think I finally found a purpose for it because, again, it did come in my squad box, and so I was really struggling to try to figure out how to use it because I absolutely love the teacher planner. I love the layout of it, and I really knew that it could be incorporated into my planning. I just wasn't quite sure how. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I decided to use it and just kind of talk you through some things, and so that way you can really get the sense of how I'm going to use the teacher planner. So if you want to see that and you want to see how I am planning on using this teacher planner, then make sure to stick around. All right, so this is my Big Happy Planner. As you guys know, I did transition into the Big Happy Planner. I use the Martha Stewart disc bound cover. The silver metallic rings are from Happy Planner. So I did customize this planner a little bit, and I did film a video. Of course, I do have that on my channel, so I will link that just in case you're interested in watching how this whole Big Happy Planner came about. And so let's go ahead and open it up, and then I'm gonna flip you to the section here that I'm focusing on for my home management, and that is where the teacher planner lies. So let's go ahead and flip to that section. All right, so this is my home section here. I do have my calendar inserts here first. I pulled some out because I wanted to make room for some of these other sections. So I've got home here, I've got recipes, and I've got personal. So I specifically wanted to focus on the home section because that is where my teacher planner is. And so what I did is I pulled a few months out of that planner, July and August. I actually had to pull July of next year because the planner doesn't start until August. So let's go ahead and flip you to that section just so I can show you how everything is going to be organized. So I decided that I wanted to use my teacher planner as a home management section and a pre-planning section for my regular planner. So if we look here, I've got July, August, and then I've got the checklist section. So let's go ahead and flip to July. Now, how I'm going to use the monthly is I'm going to use this for my menu planning. And so I decided instead of sitting down every Sunday to decide what we're going to have for the week, I'm actually going to plan for the whole entire month. So I am going to be doing a lot more videos on my channel with budgeting in terms of recipe planning, meal planning, and grocery shopping and all that good stuff, how to plan out your month, because I think this is going to make it easier for me because right now it can be a little bit overwhelming with menu planning every week and grocery shopping every week. Now, I'm still deciding whether or not I'm still going to grocery shop every week, but I am going to have my whole entire menu planned out for the week. And so this is the week of the 8th, and so I'm going to start doing that for this week here because we're already finishing up the week of the 7th. So you're going to see the week of the 8th on until the end of the month. And so that's how I'm going to do my menu planning. This is going to have all of the meals that we're going to have for the whole entire month. And then also I have a recipe section here, and that is going to house any recipes that I need to pull in order to cook those meals for the week. As you can see here on the sidebar, I've got my week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 food spending. So this is my budget for the week. I'm really trying to tighten up on my budget, so that's why I thought this whole home management thing would work out great, to kind of just have a section for all things home management. And so that is what hopefully this system will provide for me. And so I have everything broken down here with how much I want to spend for the week on my groceries so I can really get that budget tight, because I feel like sometimes I am spending a little bit too much on groceries and I'm heading to the grocery store too much. And so I'm really trying to tighten up on the budget because I just feel like this is an area where we're kind of lacking. And so that is what this monthly plan hopefully is going to do for me. So as you can see, I've got it already decorated. I did have to redate this because this again starts 2019, so the first started on the Monday, so I just had to bump everything back a day. I pulled these stickers from the memory planning date sticker book, and so they worked out perfectly. And then I added some decor here just to kind of make everything pop. So I'm going to write in my grocery shopping here because Sunday is when I do my grocery shopping and I order everything. Again, I'm not quite sure if I'm going to do that monthly or if I'm going to do that weekly as I'm doing now. I have been binge watching YouTube and I've seen a lot of moms who do monthly grocery shopping. And so I'm going to try to do that at least once. I'm not sure if it's going to be this month since we're already kind of in the month, but I may try that for August. So I'm going to write down my grocery shopping days here, and then also the menu for that day. Typically Sundays are our eat out days, but again, I'm trying to really tighten up on this budget here. And so I'm thinking that I'm going to try to cook on Sundays, possibly, we'll see, or at least have some more leftovers from the week because I normally cook on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So maybe I'll try to just cook more in bulk and maybe have another leftover day or do a freezer meal or something like that. I'm still deciding. So of course I'll post on my Instagram and after the pin of this, and then I'll also post some recipes, and I'll also post just more things, menu planning, because I think that's what some of you may want. I do get a lot of messages on my Instagram asking me for more recipe videos and more things on mommy life and menu planning and things like that. So that's what my plan is. I'm going to complete this spread and then I will attach all of the recipes and try to upload that somewhere maybe so you can download it if you're interested in this whole entire monthly meal plan thing. So that is what I'm doing with my my monthly. And so I'm going to show you what I'm doing for my home management, how I have everything sectioned out. And then I'm going to explain to you the difference between that and my regular calendar, because I do still keep my regular weekly calendar. And some of you may think some of this information I'm going to show you is redundant, but I'm going to try to explain it to you as best as I can. And eventually this system that I'm going to show you may replace my weekly calendar system. I'm still deciding. So let's go ahead and flip to that. So this is my weekly view, and of course this is the teacher planner, so I had to repurpose everything. So I used the colorful boxes here to cover up the days of the weeks. It went from Monday to Friday because that's a typical teacher week, and there was nothing here, so I had to date this with that same sticker book, the memory planning dates. So how I have it sectioned off is going to work great for me because if you look across, that has the subject, and if you look down, we have the day of the week. And so I have my schedules, to clean, education, my finances, and to do. Now there are some other sections that you can add here if you want to really customize it for you. And so some of those sections that I was deciding on to make this my home management binder or planner was calendar, which I already have, schedules, cleaning, menu planning, which is on the monthly here, finances, which I have here, to do, medical, school, contacts, and business. And so those were some of the sections I wanted to choose from so that I could really customize this to work well for all things home management. And so those were just some sections I was listing to you just in case you want to create a home management system for yourself as well. Then you can choose from those popular subjects to make it customized for you and what's going to work for your family. Now I do have a separate planner for my business planner, which is my social media planner, which you guys have seen before. Of course, if you're interested in the video on how I customize that, I'll link that so that way you can look at that. I don't need contacts in here because I use my phone for my contacts. And then medical stuff I'm actually going to put on schedules whenever the kids have doctor's appointments. But I know some people do have a separate section for medical. Our kids don't really go to the doctor outside of like normal doctors and dentist appointment because, you know, we're a pretty healthy family, I like to think, for now. And so I don't think I need a separate section for medical. But if I do, then I can always add this in here because, again, this is my home section. So this is all things home. So this is going to constantly be evolving and switching and changing based on our family's needs. And so right now this is how it's going to be until I decide that something needs to be changed. So as you can see here, schedule section, that's the schedule for the week, anything that we have going on, any places that we're going, any appointments that we have, anything like that, outings, anything like that is going to go in the schedule section. If my kids played sports, which my son is trying to maybe possibly do that in high school, then that would go here. Addison's ballet will go here. Anything that I have to do with schedules is going to go in the schedule section. Then next we have to clean, which is self-explanatory. So I tried to write out my weekly cleaning schedule, and this is probably not going to change. It may change because I do outdoor cleaning and then cleaning the car and things like that. I'm going to break down here And then education, this is eventually going to change to school. I'll show you August because I do already have the first week in August planned out. Right now it's education because this is all about Miss Addison and her learning. And so I wrote letter here so that I can write in the letter that we're working on for that day. Normally we do a letter of the week, so that letter is really not going to change, but any education that she's doing, any learning she's doing is going to go in this section here. And then next we've got finances. I do not do budget planning in the budget planner from Happy Planner. I do have a separate spreadsheet where my husband and I really break down our finances, and it really works for us, and it's very detailed. I do have the Happy Planner inserts for budget planning, and so maybe eventually I may try to incorporate that somehow, or do a giveaway or something like that, because I'm not quite sure yet if I'm going to implement that again. But for now, finances go here. So if I'm on a no spend, if I have a bill that's due for me personally, because again, this isn't for the family, this is really just kind of my personal budget, because we use a spreadsheet for that. So you're not going to see too much in this section here. And then if I've got to go grocery shopping, then I like to put that here as well, so I know that I'm about to spend some money on groceries. And then of course credit card bills, we do a budget meeting. I try to do a budget meeting, so I write that in on the day that I want to do that as well. And then the last section here is to do. Now to do isn't filled out because I come up with my to-dos a little bit closer to the end of the week for the following week. So once I figure out what I want to do daily, then I'm going to go ahead and write that in here. And so that's why that is blank. It's just decorated with stickers from various sticker books. And so this is how my home management section is going to look, and this is everything broken down. Now how this is going to differ from my normal weekly schedule is, as you can see, if I flip to the current week, how I plan normally, and I'm still going to keep my half sheet because my half sheet has my YouTube stuff, my orders, it's got goals, and then it's got menu planning. So of course I'll pull whatever we're having for the menu planning from that home section and write that here. And then we've got like my to-do list and things like that. So what I'm going to do, or how that differs from this section is, as you can see, I normally do a to-do list in the middle, and then I do an appointment during the day, and I do my personal study at the bottom. If you notice in that teacher planner home section, I didn't have my personal Bible study stuff in there, so that is going to stay here. And then I like to add a lot of decorations to my spreads. I will still keep my to-do list in the middle, which will be pulled from whatever the to-do list is for the day of the week in my home section. That is going to go here. And then if I need to add more to that to-do list, because normally I wake up in the morning, I come down here to my craft room, and then I decide what I need to do for the day. So that to-do list in the home section is mostly pre-planned. So if I decide, early on what I need to do, I'll add it on to that to-do list in that section. And then when I sit down for my daily planning, I'll pull the stuff from that section, and then I'll also sit down and really think about what I have going on for that day, and I'll add to that, and that goes in my to-do list, which normally falls in the middle section here. And then of course in the morning I'll have appointments, anywhere we have to go, if it's a meeting day, anything like that. So some stuff is redundant and will be written twice, which is okay with me, but some stuff will be just like added to this daily when I decide on that day. And so when I do my spread for the week, I normally don't pre-plan out my to-do list. I just pull it from my half sheet, and so I probably will not be writing in my to-do list anymore on my half sheet because I don't need to have it in 3 places. I'll just pull from the pre-planned home section and I'll write that here, and then the next day when I wake up, I'll do that for each day, so on and so forth, and I'll just be adding to it based on things that I have to do that day. And that's typically how it works with me, is that I do have my pre-planned stuff out here, which I know that I want to get done based on what I've written in. It could be weeks in advance, because I'm going to be decorating the spreads for like a month or 2 in advance, so that way I have that section ready to go, because again, it's pre-planning, so I need to have that already ready to go so I can write in what I need to do on the fly, and prior to, like weeks or months in advance. And so yeah, so I'm going to be pulling from that section to write in my to-do list here, and this will be, when I wake up, I know what I need to do that day. I'll write it in, and then I'll pull whatever the other stuff is from that tab as well. And then this normally is important stuff in my shopping list. And this is normally not my grocery list. This is just like random stuff I know that I need to pick up. My regular grocery list is normally here. I don't have it this week because I already had everything that I need to get, and so I didn't need to write in a grocery list for this week. But typically it's going to be on my half sheet because I'm not going to write the grocery list in this home section here because there's just not enough space there. Maybe I'll snap it in eventually, but I think I like having it in my weekly, standard weekly view. And so this is just going to be menu planning, recipes, you know, things that I'm cooking for the entire month. It's not going to have a grocery list or anything. Again, that will be on my half sheet, which normally is here. So that way I can see it in front of me when I get ready to order my groceries and everything. Everything is right here in front of me. So when I typically do my plan with me's, I normally just decorate the spread. And then when I wake up again on Monday, then I'll come in and write my to-dos and I'll pull from this home section just to reiterate that. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And so that is how I'm planning on using my home section. And that is what differs from my home section versus my weekly calendar view. Because again, I know some of you are probably going to have questions and really just think that it's just redundant and why am I writing it twice? But I think that my home section is going to be a more in-depth view of what needs to be done. So this is going to be drilled down, like as detailed as possible. And then on my weekly calendar view, sometimes I may put clean, you know, or I may put Malachi study. I may not put exactly what the Bible study is, and I am planning on doing that for Malachi here. I'm going to write exactly what we're studying for that day. So this is going to be a more detailed view and drilled down view, and this is going to be a more watered down view so that I just know at a glance what I need to do. And then if I need to drill in deeper, then I'll go into that home section to see exactly what I need to be doing for that particular day. And so I just wanted to show you how that's going to differ from this section. And so if we flip back to the home section, I love how colorful everything looks. And I just love the lines in the teacher planner. And I think it just works out so well. And it just looks really clean. And I just love having that extra space with the big happy planner as well as all the lines here. And so I went ahead and pre-planned for the next week. Again, I'm going to try to do it for at least a month, maybe 2 months. So that way, again, since this is pre-planning, I'm not using sticky notes. I may use sticky notes. Let me take that back. But for right now, I'm going to just write in what I need to do. And so I can look at August and I can go ahead and look at the first week and I can just write in whatever I need to write in. And so as you can see, I've got some stuff already written in, and I did go ahead and decorate this spread for the first week in August. I have not decorated, I have decorated the monthly view. So again, this is where the monthly menu plan is going to be. And so I just got to go back and finish decorating the rest of the weeks. This is how the standard page looks. And so it's really cute. As you can see, it's got the days of the weeks here and then nothing at the top. And so you're going to have to add the stickers from the colorful boxes just as I did and cover that up. And so this idea kind of came from Heather Kell. She uses her teacher planner as her social media planner, and she covered up these spots here. And so I totally stole her idea. I thought it was super cute, but I decided that I don't need to use this as my social media planner because I already have that. So I decided to break down my home management here in this planner. And I think it's going to work out really well for me. And so this is where everything's going to start in terms of my planning. I'll come here, I'll plan everything out according to what I think is going to happen. And then when I do my plan with me's that you guys see every week, then we'll be coming to the weekly section here. And then we'll go ahead and plan everything out for that particular week. And so I also wanted to talk through my monthly as well, because some of you may say, well, why not just use the monthly plan for that? But I use my monthly planner for my personal and my family, like to-dos, outings, and things that we have to do at a glance. And so this is my monthly view. And so again, this will be completely different from the monthly view in the teacher planner because the monthly view in the teacher planner is going to be only for meal planning. So that's how it's going to differ. So I don't need to write it in here because I'm going to have a separate section for that so that I can keep track of all things menu planning here, because again, we're really trying to tighten up on that budget and really trying to make sure that we're cooking. I do cook a lot, but I want to even step that up even a little bit more because I want to save a little bit more money. And then of course I am doing keto, and so I like my family to eat healthy as well as much as possible. So I really think this is going to help me. So of course I will revisit this in the future and let you know if it really did help for me. And if I decide to just pull these out and use them as my weekly planner. I'm not sure yet, but I think it's going to stay as is. And so again, I've got July already planned out for the first 2 weeks, next week and the week past that. And then I've also got the month of August planned out and the first week in August. So that's perfect. So now I'm going to fill in the gaps between what I don't have planned out, and I'll probably stop here unless I'm feeling extra motivated. Then I'll go ahead and fill in the remainder of the months here. And so as you can see, when we get to August, it's going to change to school, because on I think the 8th, the kids are going back to school, or the kids are going to school. Addison's going to pre-K, Malachi's going to high school. And so this will be their homework, any assignments they have to do, any tests they have upcoming, anything like that. And so again, I don't want to put all this stuff broken down on my weekly schedule, because it's going to be too much and it's going to look cluttered. And I really use that as a section to kind of see things at a glance. And I like for it to look cute and decorative. This is going to be still cute and decorative, but it'll really drill down to exactly what we need to be doing on a weekly basis. And the family can come here and they can just come in the home section. They don't have to get overwhelmed by my planner stuff here in the monthly and the weekly view. They can just open up home and they can say, okay, what does mommy have planned for us for dinner, and what does she have planned for our schedules and things like that. And I'll probably put chores here for the kids, so that way everybody can come here and they can see what we have going on in our household. So that is my thought process in terms of how I think it's going to be used. Again, it can be changed again in the future, but I think this may actually work for me. So I'm super excited to really get this thing going. And so I wanted to also try to figure out a way to use these checklists here. I was thinking to do my grocery budget so I can write in my budget and kind of keep on track with if I stayed on budget or not, but I'm not sure how to split it out yet. And so what I'll do is, once I figure that out, I'll come back and I'll show you exactly how I have this whole thing split out. This is from the teacher planner. It's like a roster list, I believe, or some sort of checklist. And so I just covered up what it said here. And so I'm really hoping that I can figure out a way to use this to kind of keep track of our budget and maybe some other things as well. So it has some other pages in here. See, it said classroom checklist name. And so so hopefully I can really figure out how to implement this into the planning system as well. And then I've just got this project here, which we're supposed to be working on this weekend, which is our laundry room redo. So all things home will be here, and the kids and my husband can come here and they can see exactly what we need to do for the month and for the week, drilled down, very detailed, and they don't have to bother with my calendar. That can be just for me to see things at a glance. And then of course here I've got my recipes, and so all of the recipes I need to plan for or that we're going to be having that week will be housed here. And so they can come here if they choose to. If not, then this will be a great section for me just to come grab that recipe and then look at the calendar, see what we're making, and just cook it based on that recipe. And so that is how I'm using my teacher planner. So hopefully you got some inspiration here and you found something that maybe you may want to try in your planner. Let me know what you think about this whole teacher planner thing. If you have a teacher planner, how do you use your teacher planner? Do you use it as a teacher planner, or do you use it for another purpose? Let me know. I'm always looking for ideas. This planner community is great with kind of being supportive of each other and kind of bouncing ideas off of each other. So that's what hopefully this video has done for you, and hopefully I can learn some things from you guys as well. So make sure to drop me a comment below and let me know what you think of this whole thing here and if you like it or not. So hopefully you enjoyed this video today, and you will consider subscribing to my channel if you're new here. If you are not new here and you've kind of been riding with me the whole time, I really appreciate you sticking with me. And so hopefully you enjoyed this video once again, and you will stop by for another video, in which case I will see you then.